Hey there guys! Here's my 7th batch of games from Xbox Game Pass. The survival horror Alan Wake's American Nightmare. And of course, the survival game Conan Exiles. And of course, the first-person action-adventure Dishonored Definitive Edition. And of course, the great fighting game Dragon Ball FighterZ. And last but not the least, the racing game Forza Horizon 5, which is also nominated as Game of the Year. Woohoo! And of course, I'm still playing Yakuza Like a Dragon, my most favorite from the series. Xbox. Hey there guys! Welcome back to my channel. So for today, this is my 7th batch of games from Xbox Game Pass. So, woo, as you can see, I'm very excited for this batch. Why? Because one of them is a great day 1 release for Xbox Game Pass. Woo! So, of course, let's start. To be honest guys, it's the first time that my storage is 99%, so I only got 3.7 gig left. So these are only 7 games, but it already filled the memory of my Xbox Series S. Woo! So, let's start. So, the first game is, of course, a survival horror, Alan Wake's American Nightmare. So, guys, Alan Wake is, of course, a standalone expansion from the main game Alan Wake, which is released before. I played this on Xbox 360 before, and now the standalone sequel, and I mean the standalone expansion, is already here. Woo! So you can already play Alan Wake's American Nightmare. So this is also a survival horror, and I also really like this game. So, I'm a fan of survival horror game, and I really like Alan Wake before. So, now I had the chance to play Alan Wake's American Nightmare. So, if you're a fan of survival horror, definitely you're gonna like this. So, it's more of a poltergeist. Poltergeist, the enemies are, of course, I won't spoil that much the plot of the story, so you will get excited. But if you really like the horror game where you only use a flashlight, and of course you got a weapon here, but the lighting plays an important role for this game. Woo! So download now, Alan Wake's American Nightmare. I really want to play this game before on Xbox 360. Unfortunately, at that time, our internet is not that fast. So, right now, of course, we're on a modern time, so downloading is very fast. So, I get to play Alan Wake's American Nightmare, and I'm very thankful to Xbox Game Pass. They've added this on their game lineup. So, for survival horror game fans, so download now Alan Wake's American Nightmare. Woo! A very great game. So, it's only short. Actually, it's only 3 hours, but it's really worth it. Okay? So, the next game is, of course, Conan Exiles. So, this is a very famous character. Of course, Conan the Barbarian. the warrior. So on this game, this is a survival game. So you need to, of course, feed your character. He needs to eat a food, and of course drink water, and of course have a cloth. And aside from that, he needs to craft some weapons because there's a lot of enemies here, like alligator and giant spiders, and of course cavemen and other tribal groups. So there's a lot of there's a variation of enemies here. So you need to survive. So this is why this is a survival game. So aside from that, you can also build a house for Conan, of course. And the most important thing is to have a very good weapon for Conan, and of course a gear. You need to craft those things. But before you can craft these things, you really need to undergo a lot of obstacles. So actually, this is for me, this is a very difficult game, but I think it's worth it. It's worth playing. So I also like the story. There's a mystery in here. There's a mystery in the story. And aside from that, it's very different from the games I played before. So I highly recommend you download Conan Exiles. Woo! So if you love those survival game with epic hero, so this is a perfect game for you. So up next, of course, Dishonored 1 Definitive Edition. So I really love Dishonored 2. So I've beaten this game. So right now I'm currently playing Dishonored 1. And if you really like first person action adventure game, of course this is very different since you're also using a sword. You're also using a sword in here as your of course your weapon, aside from other weapons which is common on first person action adventure games like crossbow, and of course pistol, shotgun, and other types of guns. So actually I really like this this IP. So the moment I played Dishonored 2, I became an instant fan. So if you really like those action adventure game, where you fight with a sword and other types of weapons, so download it now. Dishonored 1 Definitive Edition, and you can also download Dishonored 2. It's also available on Xbox Game Pass. Woo! So the next game, of course, this is a great game. I've waited this game for so long. So this is the great fighting game based on the anime Dragon Ball. This is Dragon Ball FighterZ. Woo! So this is a very great game. So it's filled with contents. You can play arcade mode, story mode, practice mode. You can play online. Of course, there's a lot of offline modes in here. There's a challenge mode. Aside from the, I really like the cinematic story mode where you're like watching an anime, and at the same time you can control the character. Ooh! So that's how great this fighting game is. And it's like a living anime because you're literally controlling characters like Goku, like Trunks, like and other famous Dragon Ball characters, Yamcha and Piccolo and Cell, even the enemies, Android 16, you can really enjoy this game, this fighting game. So currently I'm really excited, still excited playing this game. So download it now, the great fighting game, Dragon Ball FighterZ. And last but not the least, this is the day 1 release. This is Forza Horizon 5. So Forza Horizon 5 was set in Mexico. Yes! So the graphics is very realistic. Actually, it's like a Microsoft Flight Simulator. So it's very realistic. It's like you're in the same place. Wow. That's all I can say about the graphics. Wow. And aside from that, there's also a feature here where you can replay in case you crash or you flip your car or you bump to something. You can replay. Woo! So you can correct your driving. Yes, that's what I like most about this game. Woo! Aside from the story, of course, I was surprised with the story. Yes. So a great racing game. This time this racing game. So I'm really surprised that there's a twist. Actually, there's a story on this game. So it's not just a racing game. There's also a story. And you can also customize your character. You can select your character, then customize your character. And you can also purchase a lot of cars. Woo! A lot of cars in here. So actually, this is the first time I've got excited to a racing game. To be honest, I'm not a fan of racing game. But with Forza Horizon 5, no wonder it's nominated as Game of the Year. So you can already vote it at Video Game Awards. So of course, I voted Forza Horizon 5 along with Halo Infinite. Woo! And Resident Evil Village. Of course, that's my favorite. I also got Resident Evil here. Actually, I purchased. This is the only game that I purchased. Resident Evil 1 Remake. And currently, I'm still playing Yakuza Like a Dragon. This is a very long game and I'm still enjoying this game. This is my most favorite game from the Yakuza series. So actually, this is a spin-off, and I've already provided an overview on that on my last vlog. So I'm still playing and I'm still enjoying Yakuza Like a Dragon. So that's my 7th batch of games. So I highly recommend you download it all. I highly recommend these games. So if you like my video, please hit like. And if you got other comments, suggestions, violent reaction, you can comment on the comment section below. And of course, you can share my vlog. And most of all, subscribe and tap the bell button so I can be notified on my next gaming, unboxing, and other types of vlogs. So for now, bye guys! Bye! So, cut it out. See you next time! Woohoo! Yes, Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Series X.